students of class 3. Welcome back to your English classes. Okay, children, I hope you have enjoyed your holidays. Let's get started with our English class. And today, the lesson that we are going to read is the lesson The Selfish Giant on page number 70. Last time in the previous classes we were not reading the lessons like this, like I'll be reading to you word by word, so that you know how to pronounce the words correctly, because during the reading exam I came to know, or even the recitation exam I came to know, that many of you are pronouncing the words incorrectly. So this time I have decided that I will read along with you, and I will make a video and I will read the lesson for you, and point the words that how you have to pronounce the words correctly, so that you improve in your reading skills. Okay, children, you have to watch this video at least 2 times so that you are thorough in your reading. Today we will just do the reading, no explanation, only the reading. आज हम सिर्फ reading करेंगे. Okay, in the next class I will explain it to you, and in the next class again we will do the exercises, the question and answers, and other things. Okay, children, so let's get started with the reading of the lesson The Selfish Giant on page number 70. Today we will just do the reading. Okay, The Selfish Giant. The Selfish Giant. Long, long ago, there lived a giant in a huge castle. He was the most selfish giant on this earth. He never shared his things. His castle had a huge garden. It was a large, lovely garden with soft green grass. Here and there over the grass bloomed beautiful flowers. There were trees that bore rich fruits. The birds sat on the trees and sang so sweetly. The giant had a friend. The giant's friend invited the selfish giant to his house. The selfish giant accepted, what is this? Accepted the invitation and went to stay with him. A few months, for a few months, he went to stay with his friends. Since the giant was away, children used to go and play in the giant's garden. One day, the giant came back. When he arrived, what is this? Arrived. He saw the children playing in the garden. "What are you doing here?" he cried in a very gruff voice, and the children ran away. "This is my garden," said the giant, "and I will not allow anybody to play in it. When there is a full stop, always stop. When there is a comma, always stop." Okay? So he built a high wall all around it and put up a notice board. What did he put up? A notice board. And what did the notice board say? Trespassers will be prosecuted. Trespassers, this word is trespassers, will be prosecuted. It means that whoever will pass this gate or this wall will be punished. The poor children had now nowhere to play. They tried to play on the road, but the road was very dusty and full of hard stones, and they did not like it. "How happy we were there," they said to each other. Then spring came. Spring is a season. Then spring came, and all over the country there were beautiful flowers and little birds. Only in the selfish giant's garden it was still winter. The birds did not sing in it, no flowers bloomed. Everyone was sad. The only people who were pleased were the snow and the frost. Snow covered the grass with her big white cloak. What is this? Cloak. And the frost painted all the trees white. I cannot understand why spring is so late in my garden, thought the selfish giant, as he sat at the window and looked out at his cold white garden. I hope there will be a change in weather, but spring did not come. Then autumn gave golden fruits to every garden, but to the giant's garden she gave none. One morning, the giant was lying awake in bed when he heard some lovely music. It sounded very sweet to his ears. A bird was singing in its beautiful garden. It was so long since he had heard a bird sing in his garden. I believe the spring has come at last, said the giant as he jumped out of his bed and looked out. What did he see? He saw the most wonderful sight. What is this? Wonderful sight. Through a little hole in the wall, the children had crept. What is this? Crept in, and they were sitting on the branches of the trees. In every tree he could see there was a little child. The tree the tree was so glad have the children back again that they had covered themselves with flowers and were waving their arms gently above the children's heads. Birds were flying about and twittering with delight. Flowers were looking up through the green grass and laughing. It was a lovely scene. The children were playing and laughing. This is laughing. They looked so happy. The giant's heart melted as he looked out. How selfish I have been, he said. Now I know why spring would not come here. I will knock down the wall. My garden shall be children's playground forever and ever. He was really very sorry for what he had done, so he broke the wall around his garden. He allowed the children to play in his garden. Soon his garden was filled with laughter of children. As years went by, the giant grew old and feeble. He could no longer play with the children. He sat on an armchair and watched the children play. Since then, spring never forgets to visit the giant's garden. Students, why I have decided to read along with you like this? Because I found during the reading exam that many of you are pronouncing some words incorrectly. So I thought that I would read along so that you may know how to pronounce each word. Okay, students, we will do the explanation of the uh, lesson later in the next class. God bless you and take care.